Okay, to graph the solution set of this system of linear inequalities, we have to first graph each of the inequalities of the system. So first we'll graph this one. And to graph that, we first graph the bounding line y equal negative 3/4 x. Just turn the inequality into an equal sign. Now to graph this line, we need 2 points that are on the line. And if x is 0, then y is also 0, because negative 3/4 times 0 is 0. And on the other hand, if x equals 4, the 4's cancel and y is negative 3. So those are 2 points on the graph of this line. So let's graph it. This line goes through the origin, right there. And if I go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have to go down 3, 1, 2, 3. So right about here. This is going to be a dashed line because we're not including the points that are on the line. So here's the graph of this line. Now we have to decide which side of that line is shaded. And well, we know it's y is bigger than means the top side, so it is indeed the top side of this line that gets shaded. You could also pick any point that you wanted to, like this point, 4, 0, and substitute that into the equation to see, into the inequality, to see if it's shaded. Y is bigger than means the upper part, so it is shaded, but you can see that again this way, independently. Substitute the x in for x, and it becomes y is bigger than, we wonder, is it bigger than negative 3/4 times 4, and the y being equal to 0 here, so we end up getting, is 0 bigger than negative 3? And the answer is yes, 0 is bigger than negative 3. So yes, this point is shaded. Now for our second linear inequality, we'll have to graph this one now and see where the two regions overlap. So now let's graph that one. We first must graph the bounding line, which in this case is y equals x minus 2. So we need 2 points that are on this line. Now if x is 0, y is negative 2. And if x is 2, then y is 0. Those are 2 points that are fairly easy to get. The y-intercept is at negative 2. And the x-intercept is at 2. So this line, which is going to be a solid line, is a line from between these 2 points. Now as to which side of that line we shade, we can ask our old friend the origin if they're shaded or not. So, let's see, is y less than or equal to x minus 2 at the origin? Y is 0, x is 0, so the question becomes, is 0 less than or equal to 0 negative 2 is just negative 2? No. 0 is larger than negative 2. So in this time, the origin is not shaded. So it must be the downside of this line that's shaded. The overlap of those two solution regions is our solution. And that's this solid line, not this point, but everything along this line bounding the region. And this is the boundary, but we don't include the points on this line, this boundary line, but all the points on it I mean, it bounds it. Everything above it is part of the region. So the solution region is this region up here, everything between these two blue lines. And it includes the points on the top one and excludes the points on the bottom bounding line.